Hello, guys, gals, and other pals. My name is Leona DX, and welcome back to another episode of the Battle Lounge. As many of you that are in the loop know, we've got EVO coming up here in about a week from the air date of this episode, so I think that's what I want to go over today. I find EVO really interesting to me as it's kind of its own like grassroots movement tournament venue, but also it is the biggest fighting game event on the planet, and that is super cool to me. And this is going to be the first one that I get to watch live. Previously for EVO, as many of you know, I haven't been in the fighting game sphere for a real long time at this point, and I've mostly only seen like clips from EVO. For most of my life, I've known EVO as the place where Sonic Fox shows up, sweeps everyone, walks up on stage, claims their trophy, says I'm black, gay, and the greatest X player of all time, and then leaves. That's all I really know EVO for. So being in the space for a little bit of time and having another live EVO show up is going to be super fun for me to watch. I hope I get to catch as much of it live because this year is going to be a real banger of an event. Now, from what I understand, some of the changes that they've made to like the tournament structure of the event has kind of rubbed some people the wrong way, which I understand. Most tournaments, for those who don't know, are they're split into pools, and then they're split from there into winners and losers brackets. Most tournaments are double elim, so you lose one, you're put in losers bracket. You lose another one, you're out of the tournament completely. And then with that, they cut to, as things move along, they're cut to like top 128, top 64, top 32, top 16, top 8, etc., etc. EVO is actually cutting the finals of each game down to top 6, which rubbed a lot of people the wrong way just because top 8 has been the like gold standard for every tournament forever now, from what I've understood. But from what I am picking up from the EVO crew, it's being done for like time purposes because last year's EVO apparently ran until like the wee hours of the morning, something like 3 or 4 a.m. local time, which that is real rough, not only for the people in the venue, but also for the staff, which includes like all of the people doing like janitorial like stuff, the people running the bracket, the commentators, all of those people, and then also the players. Like, I would not be playing good games of any fighting game at 4 a.m. especially after playing for like however long that they would have played before. So I get it, cutting down the time of each tournament, but it does suck because if you make top 8, that sucks for you because 7th and 8th place will not get anything, and that really hurts. So that aside, I'm very excited for this event. Every game on here, I am hoping to catch at least a little bit of. Obviously, the big one for the current time is Street Fighter 6 because it's brand new. EVO announced almost immediately that yes, Street Fighter 6 was going to be available to play for EVO. And they also just announced that the DLC character, the first one, Rashid, is also going to be legal for EVO. And that is going to have people scrambling in the lab for the next couple of days. And that, I think, is a little bit worrisome because I hope Rashid doesn't end up super sloppy on stage. But if a Rashid god comes out of the woodwork and sweeps Street Fighter 6 for EVO, that'd be really cool. The next one, King of Fighters 15. I have not gotten a chance to play this yet. I have owned it for a little bit. I just haven't played it. But I love watching gameplay of this. I watch Will It Kill religiously from Sajam every month. And every time King of Fighters 15 pops up, I love watching it. It looks a little jank. It looks like a game made with 15 assets in 2022. But other than that, the game runs really smoothly. I love all of the flashy effects, and the fact that it's like a team fighter is interesting because team fighters aren't super like common when it comes to fighting games. A lot of them are 1v1, but team fighters like King of Fighters 15 are super hype to watch. And a lot of the characters are super cool. I don't know his name, but the guy who is just huge and he's got suspenders and no shirt on and a cowboy hat, I love that guy. He's hilarious. Immediately after that is Melty Blood Type Lumina. I know nothing about this game. I've seen the Neko Arc Super, but that is it. I'm hoping to catch a bit of this just so that I can learn more about it, because I do want to play most of these games at some point. So I'm hoping I can catch maybe pools. I don't think I'll be able to catch top 8. It really just depends on timing, but I'm hoping to catch some Melty Blood and figure out a little bit of what's going on here. Obviously, I'm catching Strive no matter what. I do not care what hells I have to go through to watch Strive. I am going to watch Strive top 8, or top 6, I guess. I do not care. The amount of work that I've been seeing other pros do online is incredible. Like Umisho, sorry, not Umisho, Razzo, I guess Umisho too, but Razzo and Umisho have swapped characters like 2 or 3 times each so far this year, and I am fascinated to see how far they can go from last year, especially since Umisho won last year, and now she's playing Soul. So I hope to God that we get to see Soul win EVO this year. That'd be so sick. And then we're probably going to get the first character from the next season of Strive announced after the tournament is over. Because last year's was big when they announced Bridget. Just massive. It was the thing that got me into playing fighting games, was watching the hype for Bridget pop, like everybody popping off in the stadium, just going absolutely fucking nuts for Bridget. I am hoping to God we get to see something like that again. The next one is probably going to be the only one I don't watch. So Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is also in like the main stage for EVO, and I can't watch Mortal Kombat. It has nothing to do with the gameplay. I actually think NRS games are really sick. I've played a lot of Injustice 1 back in the day with some friends, and had a good time with it, even though I had no idea what was going on, just because I liked the DC superheroes and villains. But I can't watch Mortal Kombat at all. Like, the gore just... Oh, I can't do it. So, I hope people have fun with Mortal Kombat. I'm sure it's going to be a real sick tournament. Go Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox, best player on the planet. I will root for them the entire time, but I will not watch the event. Next is the one that I'm looking forward to the most right after Strive, and that is Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, I have not watched hardly any Dragon Ball FighterZ gameplay. Like, close to zero. The only FighterZ gameplay I've seen is the Sonic Fox versus Goichi fight from, like, I think it was 2018. It was either 2017 or 2018. I don't remember. But I have not actually seen any competitive footage of this game. And I love this game. I've played it a ton by myself when it first came out with some friends. Just recently I picked it back up again because they announced a rollback was coming to the game. We don't know when exactly, but I think that's going to kind of feed into the hype for the event. And also, it's Dragon Ball. Everybody loves Dragon Ball. I would bet that there's probably not a single person on the planet that really hates Dragon Ball. And the game is fucking nuts. The amount of crazy shit that happens in this game is higher than most other games that I've seen in my entire lifetime. From just whack-ass combos, it like carrying people full screen, to dumpstering people with level 3 after level 3 super. It's nuts, and I'm super hyped for this one. I know that these games tend to really run long, so I might not be able to catch the whole thing, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my damnedest to watch this one. Next is Tekken 7. The only reason I really care about Tekken 7 is because it's probably going to be the last time that this one is here for EVO, because we've got Tekken 8 coming out probably at the end of this year or early next year, depending on how Bandai wants to do that. But it's kind of saying goodbye like to an era, because I think Tekken 7's almost 9 or 10 years old at this point. Is real old, and people have just been playing it for that long. I've been watching a bit of Cuddlecore play, but I don't know much about the game. I'm hoping to see her on the stage at least once. That'd be really sweet. That's all I really have to say about Tekken 7. It's a great game to watch. I really enjoy watching gameplay. I could not be bothered to play it. I just don't like how it plays. Love watching it, though. Super hyped for it. And finally, the most surprising thing that they announced, which I think is a really good idea, is their like main stage throwback tournament, and they're bringing back Marvel 3. This is another game where I have not played it yet, but I've seen a ton of gameplay of it, and the game is fucking ridiculous. I hadn't seen a ton of gameplay of Marvel 3 until EVO made the announcement for the throwback tournament. And as soon as that happened, everyone was playing Marvel 3 again. Apology Man, who is one of my favorite Strive players, immediately said that he was going to go back to the lab, go back and start grinding Marvel 3 again because he wanted to play it at EVO. And I love that. I love that they have things like this, like have opened up a slot where it's like, yeah, one of the main stage slots that we have is going to be a throwback tournament. So it could be anything. Like next year, just the idea of this opens the door for a lot of cool stuff. So this year it's Marvel, it's Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3. Next year it could be anything. It could be Guilty Gear XX Accent Chord plus R. It could be Marvel 2. It could be Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Like, it could be anything. And I love that. I love that they have a dedicated slot to one old game that is really beloved by the FGC, that can be, that they have decided to be like, yeah, we're going to bring this back, and we're expecting everybody to bring their A game for this old ass game that nobody gets to play that much anymore. And beyond all of just the games that I'm hoping to watch, I'm hoping to see a ton of players that I haven't gotten to see a whole lot of at certain events. So I've already mentioned like Umi Show, I've mentioned Razzo, I've mentioned Apology Man, but there's also for games like Strive, Tempest. Tempest has been cleaning up Strive recently, so I'm hoping he shows up at top 8. That'd be super sweet to see Leo just fucking wiping the floor with people. I hope we get to see like Punk and Daigo for Street Fighter 6. Obviously a bunch of old heads showing up wouldn't be that surprising, but I like when these players adapt super quickly to a new game and seeing what they're able to do. I would love to be able to see like Mena, who won the last Capcom Cup, show up and perform well. Obviously, Sonic Fox is going to be there. I hope they get to play fighters alongside Mortal Kombat 11. I would love to see the Goichi Sonic Fox rematch. That would be probably the most hype thing that could happen while we're here. If we get another set of like Dragon Ball Super music edits for Dragon Ball FighterZ gameplay between Goichi and Sonic Fox, that would be the greatest gift to me that EVO could provide. And then I'm excited to see who is actually playing Marvel 3. I don't know any of the pros that play Marvel 3 to a like high tier of competition. So I would like to know like what their names are and see them show up. But I would also like to see new people show up and top some of these events. Like if we had a handful of new names show up and compete and make top 8 or top 6 for Street Fighter 6 or Strive or Mortal Kombat or Dragon Ball or whatever. I would love to see that. Fighting games, especially like these big tournaments like Combo Breaker, like EVO, they feel like it's like watching a wrestling event where you obviously know the names of like these old head performers that show up every week and put on a show, but also it's really exciting seeing or hearing about a no-name player or performer just run in and sweep everyone and be like, who is this person? Where did they come from? What are you doing here? How did you get here? I am just super pumped for all of the competition that is going to happen at this event. As my first EVO, I just hope that a lot of the memories of it stick with me from players. And I didn't even mention casters. Like, obviously, Sajam is going to be there. Tasty Steve is going to be there. Yipes is going to be there. Like, I'm pretty sure those 3 are guaranteed to be at this event. But I'm also hoping, we see, like, St. Cola casting some stuff. Saki, I hope Saki gets in to one of these events. I would love to hear her casting for any of these, or even just knowing that some names that they're not new, but they're underappreciated, get to cast for such a huge event like EVO. I would love to see that. I would love to see them give some of these lesser known to the, like, comparatively to, like, Tasty Steve and Sajam and Yipes. Give them some time to shine because I think they're all great. I love when St. Cola casts. So, I love when Saki casts. So, I just want more good casters to get the recognition they deserve. I want more good players to get the recognition they deserve. And I think EVO is probably going to be the stage to do that. Anyway, I think that's all I have. Like I said, I'm very excited for EVO. If it wasn't apparent by the fact that I feel like I haven't taken a breath in the last, however long I've been recording this. But I cannot wait to watch this. I'm going to watch as much of it as I can. Hopefully, as much of it as I want. But we'll have to see. So, thank you all for listening. I hope that if you have the time and have the want to see one of the greatest communities gather together for a weekend in Vegas of sportsmanship and competition, you take some time out of your day to pick one of these games and just watch people play it. Listen to the casters analyze what's happening, watch the players perform, and just have a great time. Anyway, my name has been Leona DX. I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in the Battle Lounge. See ya!